Well, I'll probably let you know in about 2.5 hours from now. But yeah, it's exciting. I mean, about 3 weeks ago, you start to get antsy, and I know all the coaches. Even when I was assistant coach, you get antsy to get it cranked up. So I know our guys are excited. We're excited to be here.
How Russ Huesman is this team? How far along? Or have they learned everything they need to learn, or is this still going to be part of the process in the summer?
Well, it's going to be a big process because we had so many guys not participate in spring. So, those guys got to get caught up quickly. I think there'll be some recall from spring from a lot of guys that played. But, you got to get Gordon and Xavier and Kyle and JJ and all those guys and Kleebert. You got to get those guys up to speed pretty quickly. Now, they're all pretty, they've all played, so you feel good about that. But yeah, I mean, we're starting from square one, install, square one, and techniques and all that stuff. So it's good to have 15 spring practices, but this is when it really counts.
Plus, they've changed the rule with two-a-days. You can't have two-a-days.
Correct.
How does that affect your preseason?
Well, it just got us in camp a lot earlier. We were originally set for August 4th, and then when no two-a-days, they allowed us to go back 7 days. We did that. Then when they moved our game up to Sunday, we could have went back about 4 more days. We didn't do it. We just went back 1 day to yesterday's reporting date. So, yeah, it makes a big difference.
You mentioned about starting basically from square one to install the offense. How much of a challenge is it to kind of get those guys who were unable to play in the spring, get them up to speed somewhat with the guys that did play?
Well, the one thing is they were all in meetings. They were all out there, but so they got a good grasp of it. But I think technique-wise and really getting their feet wet. I mean they haven't done much in a while. I know they've been through the summer conditioning stuff and they all look good, but until you actually make a cut with the ball in your hand and people there and with pads on or break on the ball like JJ or even feel the pressure. Like Kyle will have to do. I mean, it'll be, it'll take a few days, I think, to knock the rust. Hopefully not a few days, but it might.
Speaking about Kyle, how antsy has he been to get back on the practice field and go as much as he can before the first game?
Well, in the springtime, I actually, towards late in the spring, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but I grabbed him, hey, Kyle, go in there and throw this rep here. And man, it was like a kid in a candy store. He couldn't wait to get in there. It was neat to see how excited he was, and he threw one and came back and big old smile on his face. So he'll probably be as excited as anybody out here.
When you look at the wide receiver position, you're bringing a lot of guys through Wake Forest and Temple and a lot of speedsters. How does that help bring Kyle back into the system when he has so many weapons at his disposal?
Well, he did. Really the only one we're missing from really two, but the one is Brian Brown, and I know he was a special player, and I'm sure they had a special connection. But losing Bevels in the spring game, hurt. But we feel good about the 2 transfers we brought in there, Jeremiah Brown and Cortrell Simpson. But there's good players. I mean, a guy like Brissett who hasn't played a lot, we loved him in the spring. Caleb Drake can fly. Porter Abel had a good spring. Deshaun Tibbs, is loved by this team. He was voted captain. And I'm probably forgetting somebody in that group, but it's a great group. I mean, we're gonna have to figure out. Tyler Wilkins is another one. We're gonna have to figure out ways to get everybody the ball at some point in time.
And especially on offense with Deontay Thompson, you've also got Xavier Goodall coming back. How do you feel about the team's depth on offense, defense as a whole as you come into this preseason?
Well, they had great depth last year going into it and then ran out of depth quickly. So you got to stay healthy, and that just shows that you better have 3 quality tailbacks. And they did last year, and we feel like we got 3 quality ones now. So we'll keep them healthy this year. They'll get through unscathed. There may be a ding here or something a little bit here, but they're going to stay healthy, and we'll play 3 tailbacks.
These guys have only experienced your spring practices so far. How different is it going to be out here, intensity-wise, for now that it's for real now?
Way different. Yeah, way different. My first meeting was way different in my punt team meeting today. So it's time. So there's no taking a day off. There's no oops. We kind of miss that day today. if we want any kind of chance to beat Sam Houston State, we better come out every day ready to go. No question about it.
Is it any different that you happen to be playing a top 10 opponent in their building on national television to open it up? Is the fire lit even more so than?
I think so, because I talked to some of the guys about it before it happened, and they all, because we were talking about, did we want to do this, and the first thing the captains and Kyle, especially, all of them said, man, we get to play on TV against a top 10 team. We got to do that. And so I think it got them pretty excited. Anytime you play a great team, which we're going to do, you know, it helps your summer. You know, if you play a Division III, and we've done that at Chattanooga, Division II school, and to open up. But when you got a quality opponent like Sam Houston State, you know, I think it does bring out a little bit more in them.